Hey everyone, how has everyone been? I know it's been a minute since I streamed last. At least I think it has. I did stream a couple of times with the Karen retrial, but normal streaming, it's been a minute. Hi Purple. Oh, I know who you are. Hi Purple Dragon. Hi Mr. Black Wolf. Hey Taboo Topics. And hi, hello name I can't pronounce because it just looks like symbols. I can't read symbols. All right. Awesome. Hi everyone. He's on here real quick. Okay. So, yeah, I've been catching up on all things Katie Joy the past couple days. Basically, I'll listen to things when I have to go in early to work and do some of like the deep cleaning or whatever. Um, and that's what I did today. And I got fucking, I hate to sit here and say I got mad or I got angry because it's not even like that. It's frustrating. That's what it is. Like, I don't get mad at Katie Joy because, like, she doesn't owe me anything. I'm not owed anything by her. She's not obligated to be or do certain things or be a certain way to me. You know what I mean? She's not obligated to be like that to me. But it still gets highly frustrating though, knowing the things is many of you here in this community can attest to. It gets awfully frustrating when you know the things you know about Katie Joy and her history, her patterns, and her negligence. And then you see her go even further, push the boundaries even more and cross even more lines. And you're like, what the fuck? It's crazy. So what do you do though when you get frustrated like that? Well, I started a YouTube channel. I mean, it wasn't just her that frustrated me. It was anti-vaxxers. It was a whole bunch of things that they had me frustrated like that. So that's why I started the YouTube channel. But she was definitely a part of that. She was not the whole inspiration for the YouTube channel, but maybe a big inspiration for when I started it at the time in which I started it. All right. I tried this lip stain stuff, and the stuff is like still stuck to my lips. It won't come off. It's driving me nuts. So what do you do when you first started like that? Well, you start a YouTube channel, I guess. That's what I did. So let me share a few things here of what I'm talking about. We're going to take a little trip down memory lane here. Now, I went through. Hi, Sean Coffee. Hi. Hi, Koi. Hi, Heather. I went through some of my screenshots, some folders I had, and I did some Twitter searches too for things. Because even though Katie Joy deleted her Twitter account, well, there's a lot of tweets regarding her that remain, many of which still contain screenshots. Let me show you some of what I found. Now, these are not in any order, but we're gonna start off with some miscellaneous things, I guess you could say, but we're gonna end up on present day situations. Even though these aren't present day tweets, they involve, I mean, they're like 2 years old. So okay, I thought, why not start the day off with a little bit of a joke? And I can't remember who did this. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Katie's a liar or Haiti, is it Haiti or something? Yeah, I can't remember. But what they did was they took a tweet of Katie Joy's and they just redacted a few words. They didn't rearrange the words. They just redacted a word here and there. And this is what they came up with. So we have, my name is Katie. I'm not sure, sis. I was a shit person. You know me. I'm terrible. I was thoughtless and insensitive. Woo. I just thought that was hilarious. I wanted to share it. So moving on. Now, this will have some loose connections to things of today. Basically, here's where we start to establish a pattern of Katie Joy. And what I mean by that is that Katie Joy will often give herself away in her own tweets. Whenever she goes through a list of things that she's not doing, chances are you can just completely, totally reverse Uno that shit. And she's exactly that. Kind of like what was her name on that live stream with on Unirex channel. Charlie Gold, I think was the name. When Charlie Gold said, the more you tell me you're not something, the more I'm going to think that you are something. So true. So here we have, now this came from the Annie account, without any crystal balls. We call her Annie for sure. And this is going to be a series of screenshots, okay? But it's all going to center around this tweet right here of Katie Joyce that you see. And now I'm going to read it. Imagine standing a bully who has doxed, lied, gone after children, dead people, shamed people's addictions, get out of a jam, been accused of using sock puppets to harass her competitors and talk shit about her friends just because she doesn't like me. I can't fucking relate. Who else here could have swore that Katie Joy was describing herself in that tweet? I mean, I know I did. And I'm willing to bet that I'm on a massive fucking island that is overpopulated, full of people who are right there with me, right? I know you guys are. So this series of screenshots, though, this collage of screenshots that we have is centered around this part here, this box in yellow, this part of Katie's tweet that says, who has doxed? Okay, so scrolling down. Here we go. Okay, so now that I've shown proof, Leslie doesn't want to talk about the screenshots. Yeah. But it goes down to the last sentence here. The video is unlisted and the phone number will be blurred. Clearly, she made a video. There was public. I'm sorry, my cat's making noise. There was public and consisted of a phone number that wasn't blurred. Okay, here we have on the right, though, she's doxing someone. I'm not sure what exactly that has to do with, but something to do with a puppy. But I think the puppy was the connection, possibly, and how she was able to dox that person. So, and here we, okay, maybe. Anyway, to the middle. I will not entertain questions about evidence for claims. This isn't a damn science experiment. You all can see the Twitter account. You know it's not a parody, period. If you support doxing, you are part of the problem. Fancy she says that, huh? Or funny she says that, rather. To which this person says, you probably want to read up on what doxing means. Doxing is not what that account is doing. Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. Now we have, no, without a crystal ball, without any crystal balls, whatever, commentary. She's trying this for the longest time. She thought that this Annie account was run by Janelle, whoever Janelle is. I'm not really sure, but I don't know who the hell runs the account. I know that it's a female. That's all I know. I know nothing at all about the person other than they're female and they have a child. I don't know if it's a male or a female, what age, whatever. That's all I know. Oh, and I think someone likes anime. So that's it. But Katie is so convinced that it's this Janelle person. I don't know. I'm willing to think that if anyone were to have any kind of clue as to who Annie was, it would be someone over here, not Katie. But anyways, she goes on to say she's an old subscriber that has her own channel, but doesn't get any views. She's mad I blocked her last year for being rude to people and saying awful things. We know she called me from a blocked number in January to say, fuck you, bitch. Now, come on. Like, really? Why would she have to do it from a blocked number? If you're just, think about it, okay? If you're just calling someone up to say, fuck you, bitch, you're not going to get in any trouble for that, It's stupid. Why would you, that just seems like a lot of work for very little reward. I don't know. And unnecessary work, too. After that, it looks like she's talking to Julie Virgo. She says, Virgo, can you tell Janelle hi for me? She used to be a subscriber of mine last spring. We had to block her for being kind of verbally unpredictable in comments and with chatters. She runs the commentary account. Unpredictable, meaning what? She just spoke her mind and asked questions. Oh my God, she's so crazy. Then this part I thought was funny. Hi, Janelle. I'm sorry your own channel didn't take off, so you had to jump on my coattails for attention. Wish you the best of luck. Your continued obsession with me only brings me more exposure. Yeah, but I'm willing to bet that it's not really the kind of exposure you want. So, yeah, it's cool. Then she says, comparing voices, and says, someone else. Oh, that's right. Someone else was comparing voices, and Katie was comparing them, and someone else comparing them said that the voices don't match. Okay. Here we have to the right. Some article, whatever she wrote, but she She says here, and not all records can be shared in an article. If you look at most news outlets, they will not disclose court records. They report about them, which I did. But I linked the complaints anyways. Come on. Really? Like, anyways. And then, her legal name is, she was born in yada, yada. See, okay, so yeah, she docs. This is the pattern for her. I mean, this is just one screenshot. There are at least a couple dozen, honestly, at least a couple dozen examples of her doxing someone. So, moving on. Was that? Okay. I thought that this is funny because she likes to call everyone else a bully. She likes to act like she's always the victim. Everyone's always coming for her. Everyone's always gunning for her. You know, she doesn't do anything wrong. She's just sitting over here doing her job and reporting. Well, okay. Here we have her saying, imagine standing a bully. Oh, we know this, right? Okay, sorry, it's the same tweet. But now we're going to concentrate on the shame to people's addictions part of it, okay? Still being a bully, though. You don't agree with bullying, yet you called me a meth head and laughed about it. It's time to get off your soapbox. No one believes you. From Nick Snyder. It looks like he quoted her tweet. Her tweet said, I know my content won't be for everyone, but I'm also not okay with drama channels using their platforms to spread lies. My coverage has been related to a story that revolves around bullying, something I don't support. And while I find these, it runs off. We don't know how that was going to end. Then in the middle, we have, Nick says, well, there goes all of your credibility. Making disgusting comments about someone who has a past with addiction. Wow, no wonder you can't write for a real column. And if you scroll down here in the chat, what she said was, I'm so glad a meth head is angry with me. To which I have to say, personally, I don't really want anyone angry with me. But I think I'd rather have a sober person angry with me than someone who's addicted to meth. So that just seems like a crazy thing to say, in my opinion. I don't know. Someone says, oh, wow, Katie, you're making fun of a former addict. After seeing this, I'm so pissed. I'm a former addict. This isn't funny. I've read your articles on anti-vax. We've had some convos about our autistic kids. Why say this? Damn, girl, I believed in you. Very sad. Stephanie B says, it's a miracle people get clean and stay clean. There's never anything to bash. I don't know who she is, meaning Katie Joy, and I'm not sad about that. Then she says, I apologize, and I don't think the comment was taken out of context because there's a better way in which one could receive that sentence I just read that she said. Yeah, context matters there, right? And then she says, and Nick didn't disclose why I might have been upset with him. See, he was not being honest with you. He didn't tell you why I felt compelled to call him that, because it wasn't her fault that she did that. It was his fault. And he didn't take his responsibility in this situation. And then she says, I don't care. Nick wants to gaslight and deflect, and sure, calling him a meth head isn't nice. I shouldn't have said it, but come on. He's omitting the reasons I called him out to begin with and painting me the villain. Gaslighting 101. Yeah, okay. Then we have, she says, no, I'm not a bully. Nick is going after a tiny channel to deflect from his choices. Now, what does that mean right there? Is she saying that he's deflecting from what? His choices to had done drugs in the past, and now he's trying to deflect from that, so he's going after her channel. I mean, I don't know how else to take that. But anyways, she says, he's angry and Malibu had the audacity. Oh, I don't care about that. Okay. So Queen says, you saying you were happy you, quote, had made a mad was fucked up. Case in point. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Stop casting stones in a glass house. Katie says, I did not say those words. We just read you did. I said, I don't care what whatever thinks about me. Get it straight. Since talking to you was like talking to a wall. I'm done. Bye, girl. Talking to a wall that's right. Sure. What the hell was that? All right, go away. She scared the shit out of me. It's dark here, and I hear someone knocking on the window. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I will. Shut up. So this one now I'm on. Yep. Okay. Okay. Now, this one is about lying. She asked me for an interview and never said it was off the record. Keep thinking, oh, this is when she Oh, here we go. This is somewhat recent. I mean, Fancy, whatever her name is, Fancy something. She's been in the news lately with regarding Gypsy Rose. Well, Katie Joy, Fancy, and her colleague there, they all had a video conference call or whatever a couple years ago, and they repeatedly said that they didn't want this shit out in the press, what they're talking about, it's off the record. And Katie Joy even confirmed at one point in the video and said, I know that you guys want to keep this out of the press. Well, what did she do right after this call? She turned right around, put everything right out there in her reporting. Yeah. Yeah, because that's how you gain people's trust. Anyway, but she also, I didn't put everything out there factually. So the other women decided to just put out the whole recorded thing, just put it out there, let it attest to itself. And it did. Boy, did it. Oh, okay. So yeah, at least the original victim that we can find in this whole community of Katie's is Steve. So Annie says, people replied directly to her regarding Steve considering suing her for defamation per se. They couldn't do that if blocked. The lawsuit's been out for nearly a week, but she just happens to read it and apologize to Steve after people noted he might sue her. Do you plan to retract? Nothing. Okay. This one. So she has accused Annie of emailing her or something to do with messaging her about an email. And here's the screenshot right here to the left that Katie had posted. What's that icon though on the bottom? I want to know what the fuck that is. Anyways. And it gives an email address to which people looked up that email address, much like they're doing now with the email addresses that Katie is putting out there. I just want to make this known. Again, showing a pattern here. So, because Annie herself even looked the email address up and it didn't exist. And this person says, you can delete MX records. You can stop delivery, but takes time to propagate. Highly unlikely this account was ever real. Someone is lying. I wonder who that someone could be. What do you guys think it is? Oh, yeah, here. I did a reverse DNS lookup on the address as soon as I saw it, less than 24 hours after the claim. No evidence it had ever been propagated across the internet. No MX records anywhere. Doesn't exist. Don't know how to explain it, but one thing is certain, that's not genuine. Maybe this needs to be done again with the new ones that she's sharing, right? Okay. So E7. Oh, shit. Is that the one I just showed? Oh, this is about her SAC accounts. Okay. Well, I'm not worried about that one right now. It doesn't pertain really too much right now. We'll go over that and maybe at the end. Did you hear that twice? Okay. Anyways, moving on. I'm trying to keep things to their irrelevant here. Okay. This was a conversation with one of Katie's past viewers, subscribers, whatever. She went by the name Tiny Dancer online. And thankfully, Tiny Dancer saved this and shared this. So what it says is, now, because it's Tiny Dancer taking the screenshot, she's the one in blue. Katie's the one in white. It says, well, good riddance to Miss Bad Eyebrows. Oh, I know. I was confused at first. I thought maybe use reverse, but it's not. So anyways. So, and then it says, do you have trolls that can mass report? Something would work. Oh, well, Katie says. And then Tiny Dancer says, I'm just a little Canadian gal who supports you. No internet genius or anything. Is that a thing, though, like on YouTube? I know people can buy likes and subs. Katie was looking for someone that could supply like a troll army. This was like way back in, what was it, like 2020, maybe even 2019, but one of the two anyways. And I want to share this. This is a screenshot I found. It looks like True Sleuth's water marking it, whatever is on it. This is a portion of a deposition. No, not deposition. Whatever. A testimony or whatever by Lori Ann Barnhart. Lori Ann was someone who lived in the state of Washington, who was a staunch, very loud and vocal supporter of Katie Joy, to the point where she would often take up Katie Joy's fights for her on social media. And Katie Joy just kind of sold her out, I guess you could say. I don't know. But anyways, she supplied a screenshot. Let her know this is why she's blocked, because I know she's trolling. Wait, send me your pics. Okay, I don't know what that's about. But anyways, down here it says, each and every time, this is Lorianne, each and every time I was asked to do something or did something on behalf of, for, or at the request of defendants, I was physically located in Washington. Again, this was a fact I did not hide from defendants, and to the best of my recollection, frequently declared to defendants. In August 2020, I began to disagree with the toxic environment Ms. Paulson was creating with her content. As such, I began to distance myself from being defendant's agent that would do defendant's bidding and defending, and I canceled my paid membership to defendant's YouTube channel. Ms. Paulson was very disappointed in the separation and said that she adores me no matter what happens. It is my understanding that this statement establishes that the connections that I had with defendants in general, and Ms. Paulson in particular, was far more significant than what Ms. Paulson represented in her declaration to the court. Oh yeah, this was a declaration. Below is a true and correct copy of a screenshot of a tweet from my Twitter account showing said interaction with Ms. Paulson, wherein she says she adores me. And it says, Lori, I adore you. You know that. That doesn't change. Dated August 13th. Though I canceled my membership, I still remained friendly with Ms. Paulson after this lawsuit was filed in October 2020. As a result of my continual friendship with Ms. Paulson and my prior reputation of being a staunch protector, quote, bulldog of Ms. Paulson, I started to receive messages from people on Twitter who were trying to discredit me, and their efforts to discredit me on or about November 5th, 2020. Okay, this when she was, someone else was doxxed. So Katie's had a history of having people go to bat for her, right? Okay. This I was so happy I found. I forgot about this. I don't have the date on this, but someone had wrote to Katie, I wonder if same said police department was available when you spent a whole night messaging me on your drunken rant. Where was your empathy for me and my family? I made one post and you spent the whole night sending scathing messages. I'll send those to your police department, you crazy bitch. I don't even know what that was about, but I thought that should be shared. Okay. This, this is about her drunk driving. We'll read that later. This I want to show because this is where her mind is. So when you hear her talk about things with Robert Shin or whoever the flavor of the season is, I should say, because she does kind of set her claws in for like a whole season, pretty much. It's always some sort of sexual accusation of sorts. Like she's more than happy to accuse people or to find people who are allegedly, possibly harming people in those disgusting ways. And this is where her mind rests. So I wanted to share this. Remember this back, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago. Oh, okay. So it was a couple of years ago. And this is one of the Duggar, I think it was Josh's kid, one of his kids. And she says, these photos of Mason eating a huge pickle were posted by Josh and Anna Duggar on November 14th, 2019. It was National Pickle Day. That's why it was posted. So anyway, she says, Josh Duggar's car lot was raided on November 8th, 2019. He knew that he was being investigated for downloading CSAM. How dare he show this picture? Like, yo, you got issues. Like you got fucking issues. No. Why? Okay, this one. Oh, and here's, remember when, because this is how much she really cares for rules and regulations. I mean, nothing pertains to her. This was after Josh Duggar's arraignment, when no recording equipment of any kind was allowed to be used. No audio recording, no visual recording, no picturing, no imaging. She could take notes, maybe type the notes. I don't think it had to be handwritten, but notes nonetheless. And she says to someone on Instagram, I have a picture of him at the arraignment. I wish I could share it. So where's it going to go away? Oh. Oh, I shared I grabbed that for another reason. Oh my God. Stop annoying me. All right. That's right. In regards to her son and other people with autism, especially males. Here she was talking to someone and said, "Don't you think many of these incels are either mentally ill or autistic? I've noticed tons of autistic men in these forums." I think it would be ethically unsound and intellectually dishonest to speculate on individual mental effect based on intermittent anonymous text interactions. And Katie says, "Sure. I just noticed so many in there talking about it. I wasn't sure if it was valid or not." Okay. Now I know she didn't share. I know that there was a couple of Twitter posts earlier today from a couple other accounts remembering when Katie came at this Instagram account. She accused, I don't know, the person behind the account of being Chloe or whatever. I thought people should remember what this account had posted before. Oh, and other independent media outlet had confirmed this to be Miranda's Instagram account that she created after she was kicked out of the one with her sister Melanie. So here it says, despite Katie Joy's attempt to divide my family, the Wilkings, we are working hard to reconcile. Yes, there are definitely some things I don't see eye to eye on with my parents, but it is what it is. After speaking to my mom yesterday, we definitely are still in disagreement and we plan to meet next month when they come to town. We have a lot of issues to work through, but my desire is for us to arrive at a place where we can agree to disagree and allow there to be healthy boundaries in our relationship. On top of public family drama, I have to also deal with this outsider evil psycho KJ who's trying to insert herself into my life. I say, please, hashtag free Miranda from this creepy lady. Katie is not a humanitarian. She is only interested in herself. Since she entered the picture, not just me, but my fellow creators at 7M, family members, and the brands we sponsor have been harassed. She's really good at tormenting people and has a long history of this. Check out YouTube and other social media pages to learn more about her. She has numerous victims that have dedicated their pages to take down this cyberbully. Yep. This was before the documentary. Just point that out. Okay. And here Katie Joy tried to kind of, I don't know, I guess get Kelly and Dean sued instead of her, maybe. Anyway, this here, it starts off as a post by Miranda, and she shares, this is the screenshot that Miranda shared. And oh no, wait. Yeah. So someone had contacted their sponsor, and this is what they wrote back to that person. They said, "We would like to apologize for collaborating with this influencer. There was some miscommunication with the agency that we work with in the US, and our company was not informed about the," I can't read all that, some of the community. Was our partnership with Miranda has been terminated. Thanks again for bringing this to our attention. And Miranda shared this and said, "Thanks to you guys, Mom, Dad, and Melanie, and your involvement with this literally out of control stalker, KJ, another brand deal of mine was canceled. I told you that keeping your posts up of KJ shows you are continuing to support her, and you literally ignore me and don't respond to my texts. You guys are just sitting in the background on your butts, watching this woman do all this dirty work for you, harassing me and James, and now his family. It is disgusting. And you are partners in all the illegal stuff she does. It's like you're enjoying this. I do not want to believe this. Your silence speaks louder than you think." And Katie then shared that and says, "So Kelly and Dean are to blame for this, not me? I'm confused here because if that's the case, the wrong person is being sued. Also, these kinds of posts will not help in court. No, they won't help you. That's what they want. Happy night." All right, here. Here we have. Katie says, After reviewing court records, interviewing multiple former members and families of those trapped, my opinion is if who the fuck cares about your opinion? No one is asking you for your opinion. Your opinion is worthless. Is that the Shins are walking an extremely fine line of human trafficking. Okay. Oh, shoot, what was that? Damn it. FPT. Oh, I wanted to throw this one in there too. So we've all heard how Katie went no contact with her parents, right? Well, it wasn't because of something to do with her grandfather or whatever. It was because of this. Katie posted, "Remember how I cried last night and said we have no one? Well, now we have no family." And her moderator at the time says, "Y'all had one job, parents." Katie says, "My night was ruined. At dinner to celebrate 9 years of marriage, we gave my parents one task: to leave the dog outside. Instead, they let her in and she barked at them and terrified my son, then blamed me for having a dog that barks at them. I don't think your parents gave a shit that the dog barked at them. I think that they were more concerned with how the dog barked at your son and terrified your son. And yeah, that is your fault." It is. Who else adopted the dog? I don't know what to tell you there. I don't know. FBB. Okay. And I also wanted to bring up an example of how she twists things, she lies to form a narrative to turn people against the person that she thinks has wronged her in some way. It's because no one's allowed to wrong her in any way and get away with it. This is about Letitia Bias. She says, "I want to be clear. I did not ask Letitia for my money back. Letitia was not involved in the decision. I had to file a complaint with GoFundMe. A team of service experts then had to investigate the complaint. I had to provide them evidence for why a refund was necessary. GoFundMe determined that I proved that I was defrauded. Letitia was not part of that decision." Almost none of that is true, and I'll explain in a second. Then she says, she found out after GoFundMe determined I had grounds for a refund. She has not reached out to me to ask why, because she knows why. Instead, Letitia broadcasted the notification she received and told people that I asked her for a refund. We never spoke, further proving to me why I had grounds for this complaint. GoFundMe suggested filing a police report for fraud. Okay. She did contact GoFundMe for a refund. What GoFundMe did, because the money had already been, sent out to the campaign holder. It was gone basically. The GoFundMe contacted Letitia, let her know what was going on, and asked Letitia if she would like to do anything. Gave her the option first to react to this. Letitia said, "Go ahead, give her what she wants. Go ahead." And Letitia supplied the money so Katie could be given back her fucking donation. That's what happened. Now, sure, maybe GoFundMe would have done their investigation or whatever, but rather than they do the investigation, they contacted the campaign holder first. Now, and I also want to reiterate, had they done an investigation and found it to be fraud, in what world would GoFundMe have left this shit up and continue to collect money? They would seem highly irresponsible of GoFundMe. I mean, I don't see how they can stay in business if that's what they're doing, really. And they've been in business for quite a while. So that's hardly any of that's what happened. Now, they did not ask Letitia for permission. They just gave the option. They gave Letitia basically like right of first refusal, I guess you could say. She had the right to tell Katie no, and then possibly put GoFundMe in that situation or not. But notice though at the end though here she says GoFundMe suggested filling out or filing a police report for fraud. Why? Probably because GoFundMe, before they even did an investigation or continued to or tried to get the money back or insisted on or whatever, they would have needed that police report. Why didn't Katie ever fill out their police report? That's what I want to know. Then it goes on to say, I am not Team Dre. I am Team Truth and Team Protect the Kids. I requested a refund from GoFundMe for my donation 2 months. Okay, that's all. Okay. FYI. And lastly, actually, this one might not. Okay. This had to do, I think, with Vaughn as well. Demar Vaughn's story. She says, so update. Now you notice how this is tying everything together with the whole, how everyone's always coming after Katie. Katie's always the victim. Everyone's always coming to like take shit out on Katie. So she says, so update. Today has been insane with the number of death threats to myself and family. Threats to my son aren't acceptable, but the rest of the family, apparently they are. I don't know. No story is worth this kind of harassment, threats, and bullying. Well, evidently every story is worth it because every story seems to garner her this the same attention, and she sticks with every story. So I'm willing to say that that's a Uno reverse thing. Like that's a bunch of bullshit. She's saying the opposite of what she means. I will not be covering this situation as long as other creators are inciting mobs of angry people to go to homes or drive by places. Because if you're going to go out driving, you can't drive by places. Don't drive by places. If you do, then Katie can't cover her story. I will not cover the story as long as other creators say that I will end up young for not minding my business. Was she really trying to incite people to go after it was Molly Golightly at the time? Was she trying to incite people to go after Molly Golightly for shit that Molly Golightly really didn't quite have anything to do with? I do think Molly Golightly did make a comment like, because Katie does put her nose right in everyone's business. Someday she might fucking do that to the wrong person. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't. But who knows? Anyways, we're gonna leave this page now. I'm going to take a minute here and look at chat. And then I'm going to move on to the next thing I have. All right. Hi, Kino. Hi, Dash X. Hi, Reagan. See if I'm tagged anywhere. Hi, Mikkel. Hey, Hank, Texas. Hi, Stephanie. I don't see me tagged. Animal Lover, what's up? What's up? Oh, there's a tag. Hi, Llama Girl. Wait, what do you mean? Who can't you tag? I don't know what you're talking about. Was someone trying to tag me? All right. So, all right. So now, I want to go and look at some other examples of things. So what I did was I went into Twitter and I used the advanced search, and I searched for when you hit advanced search, the drop down screen comes up, and it says all of these words. So what I did was I did without a crystal ball official, comma, this one word. Then the next word is bully, and then I also did another search query that says without a crystal ball official, comma, death threats. And death threats, because there's no comma, it will search for those two words together, okay? Like a phrase, or rather. So, and I'll be honest with you, I really haven't gone through these yet. I skimmed through some of them. I was like, okay, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yep, okay, this will work. So we're really going to discover a lot of these, I don't know, together, I guess. Why would that come up there? It doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay. All right, so some of these, it just looks like it just searched death threats and that without a crystal ball, but the majority of them, it's both. So let's share screen to this. And the whole point of this is what she does, okay? The email thing, because she's, you know what? I want to pull that up. What are we doing? Cancel. Okay, maybe it's not up. All right. Anyway, so she's been claiming that she's been getting emails. Oh, sorry, it was the crystal bill thing she was talking about. Actually, I'm not seeing that up on her Instagram anymore. I wonder, did she take it down? I think she might have. Well, it's okay. Twitter still has it. So, all right. I guess you want my that someone did this. Wait, what? I'm sorry. I just saw something here. Um, regarding the emails mentioned. Oh, that's right. It's on the subreddit. That's what I'm wondering how. Oh shit! I didn't know that. Oh, that's a. Oh my god! Thank you for sharing this, Sarah Emerson. So, um, I'm going to just share this with you real quick because this is, I think, an important, an interesting thing to know. I didn't know this. I'm going to remember this though. Um, so someone shared the screenshot from the subreddit, and they're talking about like trying to verify like a Gmail account, and someone said, "You are right. I tried to sign in Gmail, meaning the the account in question. You put that into your the email line, and they said literally just put the email. Don't even have to put the password, and it says recently deleted." That's interesting. All right, we're gonna go to subreddit now because I want to see where this is. So here on the subreddit, so for you, those of you who don't know, there's the subreddit WOACB. It's has about or has over 15,000 members to it now. It's been around, I think, since 2019 or 2020. I'm not sure, but it's been around though for years, or maybe 2021. It's been around for a lot longer than 7M. Um, even though Katie wants to sit here and say that it's a Robert Shin creation. Anyway, oh my god, this is so fucked up. That's right. That's what the post was. Okay. All right. So here's the post. It is from her Instagram, but it's up in her stories or whatever. I never think to look up there. I probably should. So she says, if anyone receives emails from this email address, katiejmpaulson@gmail.com, this is not my account or my email. I would never contact anyone or any attorney of Robert Shin. Robert's troll have attempted to interfere in my lawsuit by using this fake email to send threats to his lawyer. Anyone else feeling like deja vu here? Like, holy shit. This is exactly like verbatim what transpired throughout the Tiny Westberg lawsuit with Natalie Kennett and the lawyers and trying to obtain, I don't know, or obtain accounts through recovery emails and such. It's crazy. Um Additionally, anyone receiving any emails from it's cactusbill at Gmail. This is not me or anyone affiliated with me. My attorneys are handling this situation. Please do not email me in any capacity regarding this case. I will delete and block anyone attempting to contact me related to Robert Shin. So yeah. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So yeah, here we go again. ladies and gentlemen. This could get interesting. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the other one. Oh, there's more screenshots here. Okay. Oh, here we go. I will not be responding to any direct messages unless I know you or I specifically know that you are a former member of Shekinah Church or Shekinah. Okay, Rabbit, if you're listening, I have pronounced it for the longest time Shekinah. Shekinah or now I can't even say it wrong. Shekinah Church, I think. Yeah. So it was only recently when I learned it was Shekinah that I've been, and I like, just like you, it's like I had to train my mouth to say Shekinah. Anyway. All other DMs will not be returned. Do not email me any questions about this case. I will not respond to anyone emailing questions. We are dealing with serious threats from the cult at this time, and I must protect myself. Ask questions on public. Here's what I got a question here. Question, and I really want an answer here. How many others are getting these threats? Like, has exposing 7M or stop culting or cult suck or whatever accounts are going on? Have they or have the Wilkings really like up to this date? Like, how many other people? What about the production people involved in this documentary or docuseries? What about Netflix? No, it's just Katie Joy, y'all. Because Katie Joy's the big bad wolf here, or she's not the big bad wolf. She's definitely, though, I think the main perpetrator here, in my opinion. Anyway, the series has been viewed 10 million times, and I cannot respond to the thousands of messages I've received since the release. All media and podcast requests must go through Netflix. Whoa, why is that? Wait, all media and podcast requests for her must go through Netflix? This sounds to me like someone might have gotten into some trouble with Netflix and she's being threatened with something and told that, no, we must be able to approve of your shit now because you fucked up. That's how that reads to me. Please reach out to the private media request. Netflix is not approving all requests at this time. Wonder why that is. This right here too. Oh my God. This is where I want to point out that she isn't okay. The people who she's accusing of being a cult, of being these horrible people guilty of all these horrible crimes, they have not said a fucking word publicly. They've not said or done anything to Katie Joy. She thinks that they have. She's alleging that they have. But there is nothing to even rise suspicion in people that they are even thinking about Katie Joy. She has been attacking them non-fucking stop for 2 years now, and she has not let up. And people seem to be giving her more and more ammunition to like bullshit, but whatever, more power, I guess you could say. And she just keeps coming harder. And it's like she sounds pissed that they haven't come at her. So she's just doubling down on shit. Like, oh, I'll fucking piss you people off. You just wait and see. That's how it sounds to me, my opinion. Anyways. For many of us that have been involved for years, there is safety for us now that everyone is talking about the series. And Robert Shin, content creators covering this story, please be careful and do not engage with bot accounts from the cult. Robert Shin is desperate right now. Threats have escalated this week, and his trolls are attacking both sides to create chaos. He wants to silence us, but he will not. We will not be silenced. There are still people who are in danger, and their lives/safety is at risk. Please remember the dancers and our victims. I wonder. I'm willing to bet that if, not that it's going to happen, but if for some reason the threat of a lawsuit was not hanging over Katie's head, if she would still be making all these crazy claims about him, desperately needing and wanting people to not listen to them, to the other side, only listen to me. I am the only trusted source here in this whole situation. Do not entertain them. Do not give them your attention for a moment because they will just lie to you. And at one point, she even put out the sentence that the fact that they are denying these claims is further proof that they are in fact a cult. Were they supposed to accept them and agree to them? I mean, whether they're guilty or not, I think people are going to deny them. That's not proof of anything other than they feel compelled to deny them. Anyway. Now, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I totally forgot that there's a straw in it. I hate these wine glasses. Oh, okay. I'm going to check chat, and then I want to play some of a recent video of hers. It's only yeah, it's okay. I mean, so long as you do the @EKC people or whatever, if you type in the E, then you click on it or whatever, it should tag me. I don't know. Yeah, it's always death threats. She's always getting death threats. Nobody else is getting death threats, though. Nobody else who's done the things that she's done. Like, apparently, the only person, rather, who has angered the bad people, these bad actors in the situation, is Katie. Even though she's not alone in the things she's done. Well, I mean, she will definitely spout her efforts as being, hers and hers alone. But until it comes time to, accountability, then she was just following everyone else's lead. She doesn't know what you're talking about. But one of her live streams recently, let me pull it up here. Come on. My computer takes a minute to do things. There we go. Okay, now it's going. All right, so I got a lot to say in this. I'm going to have to stop that and then re-add it. So this is the stream she did. It was like a day or two ago, but it's titled "Big 7M TikTok Cult Lawsuit Updates. Our petition to investigate Robert Shin gets big media boost." Now, in this, she alleges that Change.org made some video thing all on their own with no prompting. Now, here's what I know about Katie: is there will be a morsel of truth to that, in the sense that that's something that they do to pretty much everyone who creates a petition with them, or everyone over a certain amount or percentage of signatures, that they'll just go ahead and their AI will go ahead and make a video or something like that. It's not actually someone at Change.org going, "Oh my God, this is such an important cause, and it's Katie Joy, therefore we need to make a video about this. No need in asking us." Or it's something that you sign up for and pay extra for, and they do it. That's my opinion. I'm willing to bet that one of those two scenarios is true, but okay. Where is? I'm going to speed this up because I can't stand waiting for her to talk.
Hi, everyone. I'm just trying to get set up at all my platforms. I am literally streaming across several different platforms. So I should be on my Instagrams. I should be cover other cults like Sister Wives, Polygamy, the IBLP. We've done so much with just various different fundamentalist groups. And 7M, or Shekinah Church, based out of California, is a fundamentalist Pentecostal charismatic church that appears in the series Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult. Now, if you're on my Instagram watching, you should know that this is something that y'all have been following me for. It's been an incredible process to have so many of you learn about this story and really see what we've gone through, and hear from the survivors and the people that have been impacted by Robert Shin, by his mentors, by the church, by the management group, people that have been recruited, people that have left the church. It's been a very busy few weeks, and I have been trying to navigate delivering normal content to you over on my channel and on YouTube, but also being able to manage everything that's happening on my end on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. So if you're here, thank you.
Pisses me off.
All right. So as far as to help us with this specific video, can you do me a favor? And if you're on YouTube, give the video a thumbs up, hit the likes over on Instagram, hit the likes over on Facebook, share the video narrative that Robert Shin wanted you to see. Obviously, with the series coming out, you're seeing and hearing from people that were not just Miranda's parents. You are literally hearing from people that are the Rianos, Nick Riano's parents. You heard from Aubrey Fisher, Kevin. You heard from Kevin Davis, Kalia. You heard from Kylie Douglas. You heard from Melanie Lee. You heard from Priscilla Lee. You also heard from Melanie Lee's friend that helped her leave the church. And it's been pretty, I don't see that it's frozen. I don't see that it's frozen. Yeah, not frozen. Okay, so obviously you've heard all of these things and you've seen all of these things. And so as people have been, like today, for instance, the documentary is Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult. And I'm going to just not look at my comments so I don't get distracted here. Okay, I'm not looking at comments. So if you're listening and you leave comments, I will not be responding to comments because I have ADHD, as many of you know, and I get distracted very easily.
Oh my God.
The series is Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult. I want to make this easily accessible for everyone that comes to this video for the very first time so that it's good for playback. And when the series went live, the narrative on social media was that this was only about Miranda. And you thought there was a lot of creators on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, trying to push a narrative that I was a liar, the Wilkins were liars, the dancers that left were liars, anyone that spoke out against Robert Shin were liars, that Robert Shin was being mischaracterized, misconstrued, and defamed, and that we were trying to ruin the careers of the dancers that still remained.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I am still of that belief for the most part, because like they are ruining these dancers' careers, whether they're their stated intention or not. Because by putting this like painting this red flag on these dancers is going to lose them jobs. It's going to lose them contracts. It's going to lose them sponsorships. Contacting their sponsors is going to lose them sponsorships. They are going to lose any possible connections. And this is an industry where so much of your success is based upon who you know. And they're taking that away from them. They're kind of casting them out on this island off on their own. You know, and they claim to want to pull them from this island. Meanwhile, everything, okay, I say this all the time. People can say and will say anything, but judge them not by the things that they say, but by their actions, because they will oftentimes speak against their own interests. They will hardly ever act against their own interests. So they will say one thing and do another. That's why you see people say one thing and do another, because they're acting at the thing toward the thing that they want the most, no matter what they say. And their actions do not show that they want to save these dancers. They want to help these dancers. They want to, I don't know, enrich their lives, because the actions that they're doing shows that they want to just fucking make shit miserable for them.
In 2022, when everything went viral with the Wilkins live stream video, more than 5 professional dancers and a videographer named Kalia left the church. There was also numerous members that left Shekinah Church as well that were behind the scenes and had been in the church for decades. In 2022, Robert Shin's daughter, Chloe,
again, I feel like I could feel like I'm a broken record with how often I have to say this. Shekinah Church is not 7M. These are 2 different separate entities. One is a church, the other is a management company. Sure, there may be like certain things or people, whatever, that interloop the 2, but they are separate entities. They have separate goals, separate desires, separate whatever. So
husband, Daniel Joseph, who was his right-hand man, they left the church. Another member named Alicia, or Priscilla Lee, who was in the docuseries, left the church. And her leaving the church coincided with information getting shared in the church by Alicia, by Priscilla, and some of the other church members. And I want to just give you sort of an understanding about why the dancers, when you go to their content now, why aren't they speaking out against him? Why are they going along with this? Why are they saying that everything is safe? Why are they saying that they're not in danger? They want to be there. I mean, they very well could feel like they want to be there, but I want to just tell you that they signed non-disclosure agreements. So Miranda, B-Dash, the dancers that remain have signed NDAs, and they cannot disparage.
Let me ask y'all something. Okay, I don't know much about this industry, I'll be honest. So, but I want to, if you join a management company, would a non-disclosure agreement about certain things be, I don't know, not out of the ordinary? Like, for whatever reason. I don't know what the reasons would be really, but I mean, what exactly are they signing NDAs for? Exactly. What aren't they allowed to disclose? You know, is it 7M or is it Shekinah Church that's kind of requiring this? Because she keeps mixing the two up. So she first needs to separate the two and lay claims to one or to the other, but she can't use one to blame the other.
Shekinah, they cannot disparage.
And last I knew, I just want to say, a non-disclosure agreement does not forbade you from reporting a crime. Like, sure, maybe not go out and talk about it publicly without, like, you know, reporting it to the proper authorities. But if you know of a crime and you signed an NDA, but the crime should be reported to police because it's a crime, I don't think that there's an NDA that will support any kind of punishment for you for having reported a crime.
Robert, they cannot disparage anyone in the mentors. They can't disparage 7M. So you're never going to get them to say really anything beyond supporting their managers and their churches. And the view right now is they're going to attack the series, or they're going to attack the Wilkins, or they're going to attack the people that were in it, or they're going to come and attack me. But the series is out and it speaks for itself. And when you go out and you see the series and you watch it, you realize
the series does not speak for itself. Oh my God. Am I the only one who's seen the fucking series here and like really watched it or whatever? I mean, it took me a few tries, but I finally did sit through it. But like, it doesn't offer anything. There's no proof of anything. And there's not even a substantial amount of people attesting to the same things. You know, like one of these essay claims that she likes to bring up is nothing more than a report of Robert like hitting someone with his pelvis or something. Like, I don't know if it's now, I don't know if this happened by them walking by the person or if it was some other like lewd gesture or whatever. But I mean, that's not essay. Can we just keep things real here? Because that's a really shitty thing to call essay, especially to those who have experienced something much more sinister than, say, a pelvic hit or something. I don't even know.
Realize how big the story is, how many decades it's involved, and how many people are impacted by Robert Shin. So I was actually looking through some legal documents, and I was reading a declaration by Robert Shin that he filed in California. So if you watched the series, you should know that there was a part of the series where they served Robert Shin a lawsuit. That lawsuit has been ongoing since 2022. And the complaint that they filed against Robert includes 7 former members. So it's not just Priscilla, it's not just Kylie, it's not just Kevin, it's not just Kevin or Kalia. There's 2 other members, David and Marilyn, who are a couple that are also suing. And a lot of their claims that they have against Robert are the same. Okay. And they are seeking a lot of money and damages. And when a legal demand letter was sent to Robert back when this all started, they were seeking like $25 million in damages minimum. Well, when I was looking through this declaration by Robert Shin, and I'll share this with you so you can see it. So this was filed back in 2023. And this is actually Robert Shin in his own words. Robert Shin, since everything came out by Shekinah, like on Shekinah and on 7M in the documentary, hasn't said a word, hasn't said anything about any of this. Okay. And
correct.
He has been trying to,
because he's probably listened to his attorney. He's probably listened to his attorney when his attorney had said, shut the fuck up.
Deny. Okay. So
oh my God, that's it. There's the proof. There's the proof that we all needed that Robert Shin is a cult leader because he denied these accusations.
He filed a lawsuit in 2022 against me. This is really funny because he sued me because I called him the man of God, right? He says, I am a pastor of the church and refer to pastors as man of God or woman of God because pastors are children of God. The church is tight-knit, small congregation with approximately 25.
He did. Oh my God. See, this is another thing that she changes things. She manipulates things. He's not suing her because she called him the man of God, or even because she said that he called himself the man of God or anything. There's a long list of reasons why he's suing her, but man of God, I don't think is something he really gives a shit about.
Members residing in Southern California. I founded it as it to spread Christianity within religious study and outreach. He also goes on to say that he, along with members of his church, own several businesses, including 7M Films and RCP Financial, a California corporation. RCP is their branch of the real estate. He also says he's the CEO of 7M Films. Now, there's a lot in this declaration that's just complete and utter garbage. Like he's lying, or if he isn't lying, he's really not being honest with himself, in my opinion. because he says things like, I've never demanded them to cut off family, which you hear him in the audio of the series say that he does do that. You hear him that like about going to hell. He says that he would never tell people that they would experience poverty and sickness. You hear that on the show. He says that he never demanded cult members tell them their deepest secrets and fears, but then you learn in the series that they were reporting all of that to him. He states he's never had any non-consensual physical or sexual relationships with any members. But I was reading something, and as I was going through this, it hit me that there's actually even a more extreme reason why people in the church are fearing to speak out that are still in, or even if they would have questions, would be afraid to ask them, because according to his own statements in this declaration, he believes that if somebody says something to him that is untrue, even to his face in front of other church members, he says that's defamatory and slander. So if you're at church and you say to Robert something that you think he did to you, or you tell people about something that's going on in the church that maybe Robert doesn't want to hear, he will call that defamation. And
let me ask you guys something, okay? Say you work in a bank or whatever, I don't know, someplace public where there's customers of, and coworkers and shit, especially if there's any kind of like monetary transactions are involved. If I were to walk in there and say you and call you out by name and say, you are a fucking thief, you fucking stole from me, and go on this tirade about it, would you consider that defamation? I don't know. I mean, knowing and say I was doing it as I was lying, or I knew that I knew I didn't have proof. I knew that it was very easily likely to be a lie. Would you consider that defamation? I mean, I think I would. So, and I don't see how this is really any different than him being accused of all of these things on a public scale amongst the parishioners or the people of the management group, however you want to word it, because a parish stays afloat by the number of people participating, and yes, by keeping it afloat. And a business stays afloat by the number of people participating, and keeping it afloat, which again is a reason why I don't know why churches are fucking tax exempt, because really that's what they are, as businesses. So
part of his lawsuit here is he is suing Priscilla for statements that he said she made in church meetings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's true, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read this over. I'm assuming it's true, though. I think it stands to reason that if someone is accusing him of things in front of all these other church members or whatever, and it's not true, he might very well call it defamation. I mean, okay.
He says that from about February 2022 through present, there has been an ongoing campaign on social media by the defendants in this action to falsely claim that the church, myself, 7M dancers, and members of Shekinah Church are part of a cult. You heard him on the series literally say, I've been a cult since day one.
No, that's
he
not.
Says defendants have disparaged me on social media and have labeled the church.
Oh, see, again, this is where Katie Joy fucking lies. It's not what he says. He said, apparently I've been a cult or whatever. He said, like, he's mocking the accusations made against him. He doesn't say, I've been a cult. Like, who the fuck is going to say that? Who's going to come right out and say, yes, I am a cult, and I've been one for X amount of years. Like, and mean that seriously. Come on. But, whatever.
Religious cult stated I engaged in sex trafficking and repeatedly called me a predator and a cult leader. He says that a flyer went out in July of 2022 that labeled all kinds of the claims against him. He denies any of these claims in here. I've never human trafficked. I've never done this. I've never done that. I've never kidnapped anyone. He denies everything. But he says that hold on.
See, can we speed this up now?
He claims that false and defamatory statements that were made not only just on social media, but to other members of the church classify as defamation.
Yeah.
And there's a declaration in here by Shirley Kim, who is his lawyer. Okay. And she says that there's been an ongoing through present, there has been an ongoing campaign on social media and online by defendants on this action, falsely claiming that the dancers, Shekinah Chin and Robert Shin and the Doc Church are a cult, and that he's a predator and a cult leader. And she says that, this is hysterical. She says that they lost 5 professional dancers because of the reports that were coming out. You heard in your own words in the documentary that they left because of how they were treated. They left.
What I heard was people left when they started hearing about the shit coming out, and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to be associated with any of that. They evidently had no suspicion of these things until they were told that this is what was going on. Now, okay, whatever. I don't fault them or whatever for leaving. I mean, I can understand hearing something and just, wanting to err on the side of caution. Therefore, the blame should lie on the person making the accusations if they are in fact untrue. So, yeah.
Because of what Robert did to them. Kylie left because of what Robert did to her. Kevin left because of what he experienced, because Robert wanted him to sign an NDA. Aubrey left because he realized they were taking all of his money and they were like demanding all of his time, and the control became too much. But they're saying that Alicia or Priscilla is the reason why those dancers left. Mind you, the same dancers that they are claiming left are suing him. So they're claiming that they left because of defamation. But the dancers they claim that left because of defamation are suing them for fraud, labor violations, tax violations, failure to report wages, unjust enrichment, breach of contract, battery, sexual battery.
And their accusations are still yet to be proven in court. And now, I don't know, maybe they are true. I don't know. I wouldn't even begin to speculate. I know nothing about this industry or whatever. But my whole point is that it's either true or it's not true, in which case I can't help but to wonder where they got the ideas that it were to be true if it were untrue. Therefore, defamation comes in again. So I guess for that, we'll just have to wait and see.
All the above. And so I think it's actually in this. Give me a second. My mouth was on the floor when I read this. Might be an FBI investigation or an IRS investigation, or that he's going to go to jail. That went up that they say are defamation. Oh, okay, here. He is claiming that Mrs. Lee, which is Priscilla, defamed him by telling people at church that he was under investigation by the FBI. So apparently, if you go to church at Robert's church and you tell people that there might be an FBI investigation or an IRS investigation, or that he's going to go to jail, or he might be arrested, he'll sue you. I've never seen anything like this. I have never seen someone at a church say that she made claims to other church members that caused church members to leave that he says are defamatory. He claims that, and I don't even know if this even happened, because he's known to be stretchy with the truth.
But think about it. If you're a pastor, even if your motives for wanting to call out the defamation are not financial, which I do think finances would be a part of it. If you're a pastor, pretty much any and all success you have relies on your reputation. So, yeah.
But he claims that in 2022, she notified other people at the church and told them that there was an FBI investigation and that he was under investigation for a bunch of different crimes. So it says she stopped working in 2022 and she made false statements to other Shekinah members who worked for Mr. Shin, telling them that the FBI was investigating his businesses. And she made a particularly defamatory statement to several church members, and employees terminated their employment relationships with plaintiff businesses. As employees of plaintiff businesses, they necessarily had employment contracts. So he's claiming that because someone at church let them know that there's a possible FBI investigation, and because people under that suspicion of an FBI investigation, and mind you, he has been reported to the FBI by multiple people. He has been reported to the IRS. And back in 2022, the IRS announced, there was a letter that went out that the Sun reported about, that there was an IRS investigation. So imagine you're going to a church and all you want to do is just give a heads up about what's going on with your pastor, right? But you come to find out that there might be potential law enforcement investigations here. And you
see, here's the thing. Okay. She's saying, well, he has been reported to the FBI or yada, yada. Okay. Well, people have made accusations that I've been reported to the FBI. I yet to find any proof of any of this, but I mean, so sure, you can report anything you want to the FBI or anyone you want to the FBI. That doesn't mean that it is then an investigation or that anyone is under investigation. And what he alleges, he says that this person went and told members that he was under investigation, not that there was possibly an FBI investigation, that he was under investigation. And her excuse is, well, I mean, he was reported. So, I mean, it just stands to reason that there might be an investigation. Well, that'd be great. But what she said was there was an investigation. And whether he was reported or not doesn't mean that there might be anything. It just means that someone felt compelled for whatever fucking reason to make some report. That's all that means. Because nothing is open for an investigation. And they don't just take someone's word to something and then just full blown open up an investigation. No, if they hear or see something that they deem to be credible enough, they will then contact the person making the report or contact people involved and the actors involved in this report and then take it from there.
You want to let other people know that there's an investigation happening. If you were to do that at Robert's church, he will sue you. So imagine how afraid one of these dancers might be if they had a question. What if they started questioning and they didn't feel safe and they told another dancer? Say, I'll give you an example. This is a what do you call it? Not a hypothesis. It's an example. This didn't happen. This isn't real. This is just an example. So for example, say Miranda decides she's found out about these allegations against him.
First of all, I want to point out that, what was this? He was served with a lawsuit. Was he served with a lawsuit first, and then this is his countersuit? In which case, I want to add that, well, why would anyone who's not suing him have to be afraid to speak up about anything? Because this is coming about mostly because of a counterclaim, right?
She's notified that there was a police investigation against him. And mind you, there hasn't been any words here that were actually false. There was a police investigation against him. There's 3 different filed reports against him. Hypothetical, thank you. A hypothetical situation. Okay. So say you are Miranda, okay? And you find out that there's been these 3 different investigations. You find out that there's potential tax fraud or labor violations or whatever. And you tell your husband, James, I heard that Robert might be under investigation. Okay. And then because James has to report everything to Robert, James goes to Robert and says, I heard that you're under investigation and my wife and I are leaving. And then Robert's like, if you leave over those allegations, I'll sue you. And then he would say that Miranda slandered him for having the audacity to factually state that an investigation was happening against him.
None of that happened with even these people involved. Like, see how she just twists things and turns everything into her own benefit. She's trying to say, like, he is so unreasonable, unrational for not wanting people to talk about him. Like, how dare he tell people that they can't talk about him? You know, like they're just like spreading shit about him in a professional manner that, you know, there's no proof or anything for, and they're making up shit. How dare they fucking do that? And I say they're making up shit because there is no investigation, or there was no investigation, whatever. In fact, was it TMZ recently put out an article from the LAPD or whatever police agency was involved, basically they looked into claims and they found, you know, nothing to substantiate the claim, so it's closed. So yeah, that would mean, in my opinion, that any claims of any kind of investigation, FBI or otherwise, are in fact false, therefore defamatory if stated as fact. No. And if these false claims are what has caused his reputation to take a hit professionally and religiously, well then yeah, that's fucking defamation.
That's the crux of what he is suing Priscilla for, because Priscilla has never had an online presence. She has never had a social media account. She has never been a social media influencer. She made statements about factual investigations that she knew had been either reported or were happening, and then he went ahead to get in front of that and sued her. So when you think about why the dancers might not be saying anything, it could be because if they say anything, they will be sued. What world do we live in where Robert is afforded freedom of speech and freedom of religion under the Constitution, and he's allowed?
You notice how she does that? She doesn't ask any of the dancers or whatever. She doesn't let them speak for themselves to offer reasons as for why they're not saying these things about Shin, when they could very well just not be talking about it because they themselves were advised by their attorneys to shut the fuck up. I'm willing to bet that everyone involved in any lawsuit here was advised by their attorneys to shut the fuck up, and the only one not listening is Katie fucking Joy. Okay, so chances are they've been told to shut the fuck up. And also maybe because no, for whatever reason, whether they're being told to shut the fuck up or because they just don't know if these things are factual, if they're true, or if they just don't care, whatever, Katie is setting it up. She's taken the choice. She's taken their excuse, their reasoning, their chance to explain themselves away from them. And she's assigning a reason. She's saying that they're not speaking up because they're afraid of getting sued by Shin. Period. That's what she's saying. She's not giving these people that she claims or calls are victims, she's not giving them a chance to have a voice. She's basically telling them what the fucking voice is.
Allowed to tell people and say whatever he wants, but in what world do we live in that he gets to say what he wants, he gets to tell people what he's going to do? That's not speculation. That's actually I said it's a hypothesis. Oh my God. Dancer, get rid of her. How do you get rid of this dancer person?
Get the word right. Oh my God. Hypothesis. Okay. She's banning someone or blocking or timing out someone because I don't know. They're having a difference in vocabulary, whatever. I don't know. It's so stupid.
Am I still live on Instagram? Okay. Am I still live? Okay. I am still live. Okay. I wonder if, oh, Scarlett, are you over here? I don't have any moderators over here. Either way. So say that you're doing all these things and yeah, it's a hypothesis. Same world where lynching was deemed lawful, but we hear you. Okay. So basically he's allowed to say whatever he wants, but if you say anything to him that he doesn't want to hear, or if even if it's the truth and he doesn't want to hear it, he's going to accuse you of slander, defamation, and ruining his business and his reputation, instead of actually looking at his own behavior and recognizing, hey, guess what? Maybe my behavior is the reason why these dancers left. Maybe Priscilla left.
Holy shit, Katie. Holy shit. See,
Because I didn't treat her well. Maybe all these other members, my daughter, my son-in-law left because I was mistreating them. Maybe there was truth to these claims. The only thing he cared about was trying to silence all the voices and suing anyone that spoke the truth. And so now
I'm starting to think that Katie Joy just really hates herself, sees all these bad traits or whatever within herself. And she just wants to hate on herself. She wants to try to do better, correct herself, or just demonize these bad parts of her, but she can't do that and like take things out on her factually or whatever. So she picks someone else to which she can pinpoint these things, or she thinks that she can pinpoint these things on, and then she can hate on them and make them pay and make them hang and suffer or whatever for these traits that she alleges assigns to them. That's what it sounds like to me, in my opinion.
When you look at the series being out and you see the responses by the dancers, I hope you see now and understand that there's this potential that they might be scared to say anything because they're afraid that they're going to get sued by Robert. I have never.
Or maybe because any attorneys involved or whatever just said, shut the fuck up. Or maybe they don't know or believe any of these things that are being said. They don't share Katie Joy's opinion on these things or whatever, but that can't be it. No, because everyone must agree with Katie.
I've never seen a pastor act in this way. I have never seen a church act in this way. I have never seen a narcissist. I mean, I've seen narcissists do ridiculous things, but
yes,
this to me tops so much. And not to mention, he's suing people. Yeah. The King of Crumple on my Instagram said, it's more work for the dancers, not Shin. He has the financial strength to fight them in court. Exactly. So when you think of it in that context, they are giving almost all of their money to the church. They don't have the financial resources to sue people. They don't have lawyers and a team to fight him against claims like this. And so I've been told, and this could just be rumor, that some of these dancers are in contracts that they may not even be able to get out of. They can't even leave because of they fear like they can't leave because of the NDAs. They can't leave because of the contracts they've signed with 7M. They're afraid if they leave, they're going to get sued by Robert. They're afraid that he's going to stalk them or harass them or send threatening messages.
What's the point of a contract then? No, I'm serious. Okay, no, threatening messages, shit like that. Okay, fine. But I mean, you have people sign a contract so that you can have some sort of legal liability if they do just up and decide to walk out on you. You want something to depend on, something to rely on. You want to know that the terms of your guys' agreements are likely to be fulfilled. So why is that a bad thing? Does she think that people should just be able to just up and say, oh, I don't feel like being a part of this contract anymore, I'm out of here, and just walk away without any repercussions? I mean, sure, if they don't want to do it, fine, they shouldn't have to do it. But if they agree to do it and they agree to terms, then there may be repercussions. And that's something that you have to come to expect, I think. And she's acting like they shouldn't have to expect that. I mean, if entitlement were in fact an actual disease, it would have Katie Joy's picture right on it, I think.
And this is where you're seeing things today. He's suing a bunch of people for the same exact claims right now. And in all of these different lawsuits, he has different reasons for why he was damaged. And he's claiming that people caused other people to leave based on lies. But if you listen to the why the people left, that wasn't based on lies.
But it's not
it's like a lawsuit of, what would you call it, deflection?
It's not based on truth, though, either, because things have yet to be proven. I mean, the reasons for leaving are, by large, things that were spread through the gossip mill, most of them anyway. So, I mean,
a lawsuit of deflections. I've been a little bit blown away as I've been digging through some of these court records, which I've had forever, but I kind of forgot I'd read about. And I thought, geez, Louise, he's literally suing her for telling people about an investigation. And the irony here now is that there has been investigations. And the thing about the FBI and about the IRS is we won't know what they're doing until they say something's happening. They never disclose publicly if
Exactly.
they're investigating.
So, oh my gosh, she just contradicted herself. The thing about the FBI and the IRS is we won't even know that they're under investigation or that they're doing an investigation until like they've made a conclusion of their investigation. So this person who went around saying that there was an investigation was clearly fucking lying. Even by Katie Joyce admitted it's there.
Someone. I know for a fact multiple people have reported him to the FBI. I know for a fact multiple former members have reported him to the IRS. I know for a fact reports have been made to so many different boards. And you saw that in the series. The Wilkins reported him to the FBI. The Wilkins reported him to the IRS. When we're talking about, when the Wilkins say that when they were seeing the bank account of Miranda, they were looking at her bank account because they had a joint account with her, or they had access to her joint account because they were helping her at the time. They were living.
The weirdest thing. I'm sorry. If she was a 20-something-year-old woman living on her own in states away, why the hell did her parents have access to her bank account? That's the strangest thing to me.
I mean, she had opened up a bank account when she was a teenager, and she hadn't taken the steps to like put her own name on it, and so they still had access to the same joint account.
Then why were they going through her fucking bank account? Why were they? Oh my god, it's crazy invasive.
And it was empty. I mean, that account had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in it. And as soon as she joined the church, it was gone, literally gone.
Or as soon as she got married, like maybe they invested it in things for their future and shit. Like there's a million things that money could have been spent on. And if what they're saying is in fact what happened, which I highly doubt, at least not over a short period of time, maybe possibly over a long period of time, which I mean, as a struggling dancer, I don't think that that's unusual or unheard of to be kind of broke in your early to mid 20s. Is it? No, it sucks, but it doesn't mean you're in a cult is my point.
So, okay. That is one part. The legal threats that these dancers are receiving is a huge reason why likely they're not speaking. We can't trust anything they put out on social media because of NDAs, because of legal threats, because the mentors are controlling their social media. It's just really, someone over my Instagram said it's just really such a sad situation. And it is. It's a terribly sad situation. So a super cool update is change.org. I'm actually kind of blown away from this. I'm going to see if I can find a way all right, I'm gonna end it there. I don't want to, because it's gonna really just, I don't think that change.org did this as any kind of personal, like reach out to any of the people involved. I think that this is just like not mandatory, but an automatic feature possibly of the platform, or it's something that is purchased and opted for. My opinion, whatever. This is. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm in a group chat for work, and we got so many new people there now. I don't know who's anyone is in the group chat. There's just a bunch of numbers now. It's annoying. Anyway, real quick here, I'm going to check chat, and then I'm just going to go through search here real quick. All right, I don't see any tags here. Okay, so I'm going to jump on over to here. And that one. So this is the advanced Twitter search I did for without a Cristobal official, death threats. Okay. So I just want to go over all of these death threats that Katie Joyce received that we can find anyways on here. And I have top depicted here, not latest. And because her account is no longer active, her tweets will not be here. These will only be tweets that other people have tagged her in or maybe replied to her on or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's still going to be limited. But here we have 2021. Per usual, always the victim. What about the creators that cover you that got death threats and their kids that got death threats and harassment? Oh yeah, that's right, because of the whole Toddy Westbrook thing. Oh, here we go. This is when she tried to insert herself in the whole Emily Artful and Creepshow art drama, which I had my own thoughts on that too. And well, I've shared them before, and they're not of the popular variety. I'll
granted, but I don't think I'm wrong either. Come on, why does this thing take so long? Okay. Here, I just want to point out what Katie Joy here says. This artist came forward to say that Creepshow has been stalking him for years, yada, yada, yada. Given the amount of death threats I received and others, combined with all these sock accounts that have been harassing me for years, I am freaking out, wondering now if Creepshow art was somehow behind the death threats so many of us received. Really, fam? Really? Come on. Come on. So, oh, and this one I thought was funny. It was shared. Here's the screenshot she showed of the alleged death threats. So this is a death threat thing that she shared during the whole Pride gate, or no, the flag drama there, Pride flag drama. And she shares, I can't even see that name really. I'm sure it can be a large and read it or whatever. But the big threat is, are you dumb? Fuck you, ho. There was the big threat. There was the big death threat. Oh, here's where it is for me. I shared something. Look at death threats. Okay. Here we have from 2022. I love that you're exposing your lying stuff because your subs are finally seeing it these past 2 weeks. Everyone knows nobody is sending death threats to you or your child. Are you going to make a fake profile again, throwing threats toward your kid? Typical narcissistic Katie behavior. Now, as you recall, one of the things she said was threats against her kid are unacceptable. This is from 2022. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to stick with like ones I have screenshots of shit and everything too. So, oh yeah, that's been okay. Here's where some of it, so not everything here is coming up associated with Katie. Actually, no, I can just hit media here. What am I doing? It'll show me screenshots of shit. It took me a minute, but I got there. Okay, maybe not. That's it. What? Okay. All right, so maybe not so much in the terms of screenshots here, but he just shared a DV survivor's confidential DMs about their abuse 7 months ago tomorrow, potentially endangering them. Yep, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, here's where she's talking about the death threat she received, or a brewery received in her honor, basically. Like, okay. And it looks like that was going to be it. Oh, we'll go ahead and play this. It's only a few seconds.
Share a meme that she shared about me. And like all I did was share a meme that she shared of like something, a joke about like the CPS stuff, about like CPS is closed, so like go whoop your kids. And it could have been anyone that shared it. It wasn't like I just said this wasn't funny because I've covered that show and I didn't like that meme and I thought it wasn't funny. And now all of her people are like, apparently she did a video about me or something, and she was like yelling and screaming about me. And now I'm getting like death threats in my DMs from her people that she sent after me. Like, Shen, it's not funny about me.
That's all it took for her to get death threats. Like, dude, I'll be honest with you guys. I pissed off a lot of people, I think, on the internet. Like, not because I did anything wrong, but just because, you know, the whole vaccine debate and everything, you know, you tend to piss off some people. And I've never gotten anything to the point where I felt compelled to report as an actual death threat. Like I've gotten, there's one thing that I've gotten that kind of towed the line, I think, but it wouldn't have qualified as one. So I didn't report it. But, you know, and I'm going back years, like 2015, you know, 2016, maybe even before that, but definitely 15 and 16. And I've never received like any of the shit she's gotten. And all she did was just say to someone, that meme's not funny. That's it. And she thinks that that's all. Come on. I don't buy it. It's all a bunch of bullshit. She's been practicing how to make herself the victim of the most horrendous things online for years. And she's been learning as she went. And the Toddy Westbrook trial, I think, was her big coming out, if you will, in my opinion. I think she had a lot more to do with that than anyone will fucking admit on her. And I think that she's trying to do it again. This is how she's trying to boost this whole Netflix docuseries. She's trying to make it and turn it into a much bigger thing than really it is. She's trying to make Shin out to be a much bigger villain than really he is. And she's trying to make her the center point of everything. And for why? It's the most insane thing I've ever seen, really. None of this makes sense. But moving on. We're going to share here real quick for a minute. So this here I looked up without a crystal ball, bully. Here there's a post by me where I'm sharing some shit that she said about, okay, this was her attacking a grieving mother. A grieving mother who she was actually trying to help initially for like 5 days, maybe a little bit more than that, about a week, maybe. Until the grieving mother started to kind of back away because the grieving mother started to see the crazy and the drama that came along with Katie Joy. And she was like, I got enough on my plate right now with losing my son and grieving that loss. I don't want to deal with this crazy ass shit. And Katie Joy took offense to that. So Katie Joy then decided to make her the fucking perpetrator of the whole story. And boy, did she try. She's talking to the mother right here. She says, remember when you roasted me up for getting a refund from GoFundMe? And Letitia just shared that, yeah, Katie Joy asked for a refund and Letitia approved it. You didn't seem to care when I was doxxed, threatened, or harassed. In fact, you encouraged the harassment of me and egged it on in the DMs. And whose DMs? And how does that egg it on exactly? If it's a DM, it's a private conversation. How does the public get egged on by that? Shame on you. Reporting facts isn't harassment. AIs, L's, what? Allowing people to blame me for your health? Come on now. Pay the car people for the car you destroyed that got repossessed. It's ridiculous. And this is her doxing. Her doxing the victim of the story, a victim of the story, I think. I think everyone who, Vaughn especially, but all the loved ones of Vaughn were victims in the story, okay? So certainly his mother qualifies as that. Looks like this is for a repossession of a car that she bought in 2017. The complaint alleges that she failed Yanni and just goes on to shame this fucking woman over not being able to keep up with vehicle payments. And then trying to, there's a whole nother story. I'm not getting into that now, but it's bullshit. So did this car. And she's sharing the report and everything. Wow, fucking car. Are you kidding me? Moving on. Oh, some shit about Todd. Okay. Actually, let me go right straight to media here. Oh, it's not going to show me everything. Okay. No, wait. I didn't want that one top. Okay. These are the type of people who rest without a crystal ball. It's one person. Oh, my God. I don't even know who that was. You can't play this card, Katie. You are the bully. Here she plays. I'm taking a long weekend. This is back in 2020. I'm taking a long weekend. The amount of go kill yourself or die is too much. I now understand why other YouTubers have either attempted this or have actually achieved this. Okay. Don't need taxing. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's when she docs Creep Show art. All right, it doesn't look like the same thing. I really, like I said, I haven't searched through all these, but it still shows quite a long timeline of her having done these things, saying these things, how she's being harassed. No story is worth this harassment. And oh, here we go. What's this? Let me open image, a new tab, share this. Okay. Then the hosts have the audacity to tell people that anyone that bullies them will be blocked from the Instagram page. It's not bullying when people point out your mistakes and errors. It's not bullying when they stand up for the victimization of a young woman that you humiliated. I don't even know what it's about. Balls, or the Annie, I think, is a spineless coward hiding behind a fake parody account to bully and harass. I feel sorry for anyone that has taken. That's funny because, like, the only thing Annie has ever done has literally used Katie Joy's words. That's it. That's it. All right, back to this page. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, I hadn't even seen these in forever. Thank you, Annie. Oh my God. Why did they not switch over? Okay. Here's your source. Leave me alone. This is over the whole Saunders Kennedy thing. They were trying to get Shane Dawson or whatever like canceled, I guess. So Saunders Kennedy, he did initially put out some sort of statement or comment about how the or Los Angeles Sheriff's Department or whatever was investigating, like, I don't know, reports or whatever against Shane Dawson. And basically Saunders Kennedy was trying to drum up like reports or whatever, people to make reports. Katie Joy then took that information, did not verify a fucking thing, went as far as to even concoct or whatever, and put out and publish a phone number which for people to call. It was such a clusterfuck. It really was. And Saunders says, just want to address a few things. This was confirmed to me over the phone. This is suspicious circumstance investigation, meaning since no victims have come forward yet, that's why they're asking for victims to come forward. Okay. Here's a list of every department in LA. You tell me which Sergeant Payne belongs to. Okay, and then here we have extended from that. I'm hearing victims reached out to Saunders Kennedy and many were ignored, or he allegedly asked for details before providing information on where to contact authorities. This happened to you. I'm sorry, my intention, yada, yada. I went onto the LASD. He said, contact the LASD and asked to speak to Sergeant Payne. It starts at the 827 timestamp. So I followed those steps, found the general number, which could help route people to the right place. Okay. So then. So guess I wasn't lying. This is good news, as there is a way for people to contact LASD. That dude says Sergeant Payne is not retired. Sergeant Payne didn't know what the fuck was going on, though. It was crazy. Like, you just know, whatever. Oh, what's this? Oh. Okay, that's from 2019. I mean, I don't even know the whole story behind that, but yep. So long history of her crying, claiming to be the victim, going out of her way almost to like put herself in a position for her to more easily declare herself a victim. All the while actually victimizing other people in the process. So, I mean, it's, yeah. Let me check out chat here. I ignored it for a while. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a live issue. Someone was saying you have to make sure the NDA wasn't coerced, and she's like, "Well, yeah, I don't have anything to do with that. I'm not an NDA." Yeah, she's an idiot. Yep. Oh yeah, Mikhail, I won't let the whole Letitia thing go. Oh my God. Like still to this day, as I think about it, it really does infuriates me. And it's, and it was all premeditated, I think. And it was all because she felt slighted. She felt slighted, and she felt that someone who she deemed as just like horrible, like Molly, that Molly was the more trusted person in the situation. And over Katie, like, that can't be. They cannot be. And it's like, it was, though. It really was. I mean, I would trust Molly any day over Katie Joy, over pretty much everything. So, but. All right. On that note, I'm going to wrap this up. I've been streaming now for about 2 hours, and I don't want to really stream much longer than that because I don't think people watch them if they're too long. So, and I want people to watch this. I want people to see. Like, I don't want people to take my word for it. I don't want people to go with what I say. I want people to see for themselves and look at things through their perception and come to conclusions on their own. And I feel like for the most part, anyone who's had any of your typical life experiences is going to see her behavior, her actions, the things she says, and they're going to come to the same or similar conclusions because it means that you've met people in your life and you know how humans act, because she doesn't hide it. She thinks she does, but she doesn't at all. And she's doing it with 7M. And these dancers are going to lose out on so much because of Katie. They are losing out on so much. And these threats that Katie's getting, they're her. In my opinion, I can't prove it, but in my opinion, they're absolutely her. They are her threatening herself. They are her probably even possibly sending out threats to anyone else. Like, I know I came out and I said here about these other people not getting the threats. Well, I hope that stays the way, or that stays that way. But I don't know if she feels like she's losing ground or people are disbelieving her. I don't know. Who knows what the fuck she'll do to try to keep footing here or whatever. But she's looking at a pretty damaging lawsuit right now through Robert Shin and Associates, and she doesn't have a way out of this one. Before in the past, she's had information that the people suing her actually wanted, and she gave it up and she got out of it. That's not the case this time. So, and I think she's starting to panic. So it should be interesting. And her attorney, or not her attorney, I'm sorry, 7M's attorney, has revealed in a filing with the court that they are recovering from surgery as a result of having cancer. And Amber is her first name, and to which I want to extend, well wishes. I hope and pray that the surgery was and remains a success, and you're back to your fighting self in no time. I wish you the best. So, that being said, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for being here.